Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's final game of the opening round, the 2018 SIAC Men's Basketball Tournament.
And welcome back, everyone, to live exclusive coverage here on HBCU Game Day of the 2018 SIAC Basketball Tournament. We have had a smorgasbord of basketball here today in Birmingham, Alabama, and there is one to go. And we have Kentucky State University taking on Albany State University in the nightcap to the nightcap. And we have a lot of excited folks down in Albany, Georgia. They are having a watch party, which I believe is on the campus of Albany State University. And I'd like to say hello to everyone there on the campus of Albany State. Tally Carr and Charles Ward here. Charles, they are having a party on Albany State, excited about their Golden Rams.
They get the nightcap, so they get to have a little an evening session down in Albany.
Yeah, I told them send us some names. We will shout out everyone who is hanging with us at this hour. Their athletic director is in the stands, waving at her. She's here in person to support the team. And 4 games in and 1 more to go, Charles. This last night they saved the best for last. I predict we're going to have more of the same tonight.
We will see. Getting set for the Thoroughbreds and the Golden Rams of Albany State. Final contest on this opening round. Thoroughbreds being introduced here inside the arena. The starting lineup would look like this. Natalia Ballo, he's a junior from Cincinnati. He'll be joined by the senior Dorian Jordan. For them, Jordan's a powerful part of their offense, 13 points per ball game. Felix Wilson, sophomore from Lexington, will go at one of the guard positions. Michael Stevenson, the senior from Houston, Texas, will start. And Ray Kroon from Detroit, Michigan, 6'6" junior. Didn't have much on him on the roster, but he is listed to start for the Thoroughbreds tonight. For the Golden Rams, it'll be Mike Green at one of the guards. Redun Hughes at the other guard. Redun Hughes, and then Randy McClure will go at a forward position. Jason Snarrell at a forward position, and Tylen Walker, the sophomore, going at one of the guards for the Golden Rams. Golden Rams coached by Michael Moore, he in his 3rd year. Thoroughbreds coached by Jamal Jackson in his 2nd. Set to begin basketball action. Glad you could stay with us on the HBCU Game Day coverage of the SIAC Tournament. Toss is conducted, and the basketball belongs to the Thoroughbreds first to get us going. Officials, Earl Lewis, Ken Marbury, and Ken Washington with the call, some of the best in the SIAC. Thoroughbreds there into the floor, half-court set. That's Battle with the jumper, rattled, and he missed. And for the folks at the watch party down at Albany State, here's your first look on offense at your team. Out front, Hughes misses on that jumper. And we go back the other way now. Thoroughbreds underneath the block, and Golden Rams coming away with the basketball. Half-court set for Albany State. Just underway here at the Bill Harris Arena. Final ball game of this opening round. Winner of this contest will advance to the quarterfinals. Shot out front now. Cylinder is closed for both teams at this point. Out front with the jumper right side. That's Walker. His offerings off the mark. Rebound far side of the floor. Golden Rams with another look. This time it's Green missing on the 3-point offering. Thoroughbreds back the other way now. They push it inside, now down in the corner. Running jumper right side. That spinner is down in the cylinder and spins out of there for Felix Wilson and Kentucky State. So we remain scoreless in the contest. Left side, that's Snarrell with the basketball. Course of the season, these teams met one time, and that was in November, first half of the season. And in that ball game, it was the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds winning it at home, 83-69. So with 18-10 left in the basketball first half of the game, no score as of yet. Half-court set now for the Thoroughbreds. They work it inside, and down low, Kuhn Kroon works toward the basket, and they're going to get him for the foul inside the paint. Or no call there. They got him for the travel violation. Instead, they get him for, it was jump ball, and that arrow sends it to the Golden Rams on their end of the floor. Down low, they try to dump it, and the Golden Rams throw the basketball away. Back the other way, finally get our first points of the basketball game on the later end by Hughes for the Golden Rams. Thoroughbreds, half-court set. They trail now 2-0. Jumper leaning back on the shot there is Jordan. That's off the mark. And here come the Golden Rams after the rebound. Quick step left side. Now on the move, leaning back with the jumper by Walker. Off the mark. Had a good look there. Golden Rams did, just not able to put that basketball into the cylinder. 16:57 remains first half. As Randy McClure departs the basketball game for the Golden Rams and Michael Moore. And out on the floor now is Jarrett Harrington, the junior from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, for Albany State. Out front, Hughes handles the basketball. He'll work it left side to the rack underneath and pushed it back out front. This time Walker found the range at 2-point depth. So Walker finally connects from the outside for Albany State, and they lead it 4-0. Across the timeline comes Kentucky State. They go all the way to the rack, and Kroon got the lay-in for the Thoroughbreds. A 4-2 lead for Albany State now, running on the weave out front. They left Harrington alone. Hard shot by him is off the mark. They get a second look though. Harrington to the rack with the floater, and this time he connects inside the paint. Here comes Kroon back the other way. Hook shot inside the paint's off the mark. Golden Rams quickly back the other way. Right corner with the basketball is Mike Green. Green inside the paint, hard step by him. Pushes back out front with the pass to Hughes. Hughes, hard move right side, floater to the rack, missed on the shot, but there he is with his own follow for the basket for Albany State. Good work by the senior from Savannah, Georgia, transfer from South Carolina State into the Albany program. 8-2 lead for the Golden Rams. And on the Thoroughbred end of the floor, that's Michael Stevenson, the senior from Houston, with a jump shot foul on extended right side. 8-4 lead for the Golden Rams with the basketball. Right side, Harrington pushes all the way through with the left hand, and he missed on the shot. From behind the arc now, that's Wilson with a good look, and Philip Wilson knocks down a three-pointer for the Thoroughbreds. So with 14:46 remaining in the first half, teams trade baskets, and the Golden Ram lead is 8-7. Left corner with the jumper there, that's Snarl, and Snarl rattles the three-pointer good for Albany State. So Snarl, with that three-pointer, extends the Albany lead to 11-7. Thoroughbreds inside, and they throw the basketball away. Golden Rams trying to get Gresham onto the floor, but he'll do that after the timeout. 14:16 remains, first half of play, 11-7 Golden Rams lead. The Thoroughbreds will step out for a break here on HBCU Game Day and our continuing coverage of the SIAC basketball tournament. Back live at the Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. 14-16 remains, first half of play. Golden Rams with an 11-7 lead over the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. Albany State with the basketball. Right side, that's Gresham, who just got on the floor. Now behind the arc right side, it'll be Walker. Walker inside the paint. Lefty missed on that shot. The rebound's cleared inside by Stevenson for the Thoroughbreds. Kroon in the paint, right side. Nice shot by him, using the body and backing up with the little short shot there inside the paint to make it 11-9. Golden Rams with the lead and the basketball now. On the weave, Gresham handles. All the way through right side, nicely done on the penetration by Green. Did not get the lay-in, but he drew the foul, and he will be going to the free throw line. They call it on Wilson. And to the line for the Golden Rams is Mike Green, the junior from Albany, Georgia. Green's good on the first free throw.
Substitution for Albany State, reentering the game for 20, Randy
McClure back out on the floor now for the Golden Rams. He replaces Tylen Walker, the sophomore from Douglasville. Green, second free throw, left that on the front of the cylinder. Rebound collected by the Thoroughbreds. They'll work it right side behind the arc. Kroon now takes it right side. Underneath, in traffic, got it to the cylinder, drew the foul, shot fell off for him. So Kroon, the junior from Detroit, will be shooting for the Thoroughbreds. Kroon with the first free throw, and that one's off the mark. One more coming. Albany State with the 12-9 lead. Now make it 12-10 as Kroon goes 1 of 2 from the line. Gresham across the timeline with the basketball now. He's guarded out front by Jordan. Down at the block, nicely done, but Gresham can't convert. Had a good look deep down inside, but missed on the lay-in. Back the other way, Thoroughbreds. Done it down, run it down low to Kroon. Kroon pushes back out with the pass to Wilson. And a whistle inside, turnover, sends the basketball back to the Golden Rams. Out on the floor now for Coach Michael Moore and the Golden Rams is Napoleon Harris. Harris, a sophomore from Albany, Georgia. Also out on the floor now for the Golden Rams is Jawan High, the sophomore from Americus, Georgia. So Coach Moore freely substituting here in the first 20 minutes of play. Back out front. 13 to shoot for the Golden Rams. Left side, McClure and a whistle on the inbound line. Gresham standing there. Basketball back over to the Thoroughbreds. Dorian Jordan with the basketball for Kentucky State. He'll work it up the floor. Now top of the key, they work it to Felix Wilson. Now down at the block, they get the basket. Nicely done by Michael Stevenson. He used its body well to shield the defense. Steal there by the Thoroughbreds. Kroon runs the floor left side, lost it momentarily to the rack, missed on the shot. Gresham clears, pushes up the floor, over to Harrington. Harrington slides inside, right side underneath, missed on the lay-in, but a putback, that's missed by the Golden Rams as well. Thoroughbreds come away with it after all of that. Tied at 12, Kroon in the corner, rattles a triple there for all Kentucky State, and they take their first lead of the ball game. 15-12 after the three-point shot there by Kroon in the corner. Albany State now trailing for the first time. Left side, Harrington, hard push, shot rejected inside by Kroon. It'll stay on the Albany State end of the floor with fresh folks for the Golden Rams coming in, but they'll do so after the timeout. 11-11 left first half. Golden Rams trailing to the Thoroughbreds 15-12. We'll be back with more basketball after the break. This is HBCU's game coverage of the SIAC tournament. After the timeout, we're back to live action. Our Golden Rams forced to fire one at the buzzer, and draining it from way downtown is Faradin Hughes with the jumper.
That's how they drew it up, Charles.
Yeah,
let the shot clock wind down and hit the three.
Hughes with a big bucket there for the Golden Rams. He's got 7 in this first half of play. Throw away there by the Thoroughbreds. Golden Rams with another scoring opportunity here. Hughes once again, this time right side, tried to bank it, missed on the shot.
No overnight banking. Bank is closed.
And back the other way is Kroon. And a whistle inside. They call a block there.
A little judicious with the steps allowed on the Euro step. That went all the way down to, might have dipped into Australia a bit with those steps.
I actually thought he sidestepped the defensive coverage there. But Kroon to shoot nonetheless, and from the free throw line, he missed on the first of 2.
Hey, coming up at halftime, a special guest. I usually don't like to talk to the figureheads, but Cherie Gordon, the athletic director at Albany State, she is one of my favorites. We go back a little bit, so she's going to join us at halftime. And we won't have one of those old boring conversations about, tell me how the program is growing. It's doing so well. We're going to get some good stuff out of Miss Gordon.
Good stuff there on the penetration by Mike Green, left side. He got the left-handed lay-in.
I'm going to ask her, tell me how bad are you going to beat Fort Valley this year? That's what the people want to know.
She'll be happy to talk about that.
Let's cut to the chase.
Folks down at that listening, watching party at Albany State will be glad to hear that also. Out front now for 2. That's Battle. He responds with his own three-pointer.
Yeah, Eric Tabor, he's a good friend of both of ours. He's down there sending us some photos and shouting us out. And good job of him. And April Emery in the sports information department. Sure. Two of the finer people, the salt of the earth when it comes to the SIAC.
Indeed.
Hopefully they got the audio up at this listening party so they can hear all this kissing up we're going on over here. If they've got us muted, it's all for naught.
I'd ask them to save me some of that famous Maryland fried chicken from down there, but I don't think it'll last if it got back here to me.
What's that, Maryland fried chicken?
Maryland fried chicken.
In
Albany. Yeah.
Okay, so you just turned me on to something.
Oh, see there? That's a Georgia thing there all the way.
Maryland fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Well, it'll taste even better.
I have to get there before Eric does then.
Right side. Hughes lost his dribble. Spins. Falls back with the jumper. Can't get it to fall. Thoroughbreds go back the other way now. Dump it inside Kroon and whistles as Kroon is hacked on the inside. Jason Snarrell, 6'7", 215 pounds, put Kroon down to the surface.
Eric Tabor says, I hear you. So that answers the question of whether or not our audio is muted.
You'll get something about that Maryland fried chicken here
He
shortly.
says Blakely chicken is better.
Oh. Eric and I tend to disagree on a lot of things.
One thing you will not disagree, that suit over there on the Albany State sideline.
I was waiting for you to come back to start this up.
Oh, that is casket sharp. The shoe, look, you can't lose wearing that suit. They have to win.
Yeah, he's got that Southern gentleman's seersucker suit on over there.
Man, that is, man, that puts Matlock to shame right there.
Michael Moore with the white spats as well.
Oh, yeah, you cannot come away with the L looking that sharp.
Golden Rams half-court set now. We're at 9:12 left in the first half. Jumper from outside. Good look there by Green, but he can't find the range. Thoroughbreds back the other way. They go across the timeline. Thoroughbreds finished 4th in the West. Golden Rams 6th in the East. Dumped down low. They beat the defense with a nice no-look pass and a basket inside by David Jelks, the junior from Conyers, Georgia.
You know, Mike Green with the ball here, he is probably one of the most underrated athletes in the SIAC. He gets it done in football and basketball. This kid has so much talent. He's not a really big guy. He's only, what, $160 at 5'11", but, boy, he is one heck of an athlete.
Good athletic play there on the inside as Napoleon Harris gets the basket. He's fouled. He will go to the line. Golden Rams trailing at 22-19, but a good move there by Harris to cut that deficit. Free throw coming here. Harris, Cox, aims, fires, rattled it, and he missed. Kroon clears for Kentucky State.
We talked about this yesterday. You know, what is it like for these teams to be the fifth game of the day? They've had all day to think about, oh, what's going to happen? How am I going to play? How am I going to react?
Kroon from the outside with a good look, leaving the hand in the air, and Kroon knocks down a three-pointer.
He had a dance to go with that, too. He put the arrow back in the – he put the quiver back in the whatever you put the quiver in.
The case.
Yeah.
Left side to the rack. Green can't get it to fall. Thoroughbreds fight for it, and they come away with it.
I was more impressed with the routine after the shot.
Let's see if he hits another. We can see. We can get a check and look at that.
Well, let's see if his teammate does one. No,
Italian Battle hits a three-pointer, but he just chalantly walks back down the floor.
Let's get back on defense. That's his routine.
7:40 remains. 28-19. Thoroughbreds extending their lead over the Golden Rams. Hughes down low. They go alley-oop. That's nicely done. McClure strides, guys, gets inside and got the lay-in.
All right, it's down to a touchdown deficit right here.
Left side behind the arc, Wilson. Back up top, Kroon. Behind the back, in traffic, pushes back out front. Right side, Jordan. Now back to Kroon. Kroon working hard inside the paint. Got it over to Jelk. Shot rejected inside.
Not in my house.
By Harris. Right side, running the floor. There's the flush there by Randy McClure.
Oh, I bet you they are on their feet in Albany, Georgia right now at the watch party with that finish, and now down to just a 5-point deficit. Albany State chipping into that lead.
McClure with the flush. Makes it 28-23. 4 points in the ball game for McClure. Down low, Jelks beat the defense once again. Albany State playing far outside of the paint there. And Jelk just got in behind him. 6:30 remains first half. 30-23. KSU leads Albany State with the basketball. Left side now, that's Green with the rock just in front of the KSU bench. Down at the block once again. Tough play there by McClure. And he got a basket left side. So 2 bad trips down the floor, 2 basket for McClure with 6:05 left first half. 5-point lead for Kentucky State. Across the paint is Jordan. Got it to Jelk. Jelk with the floating right-hand shot. And Jelk converts on that shot for KSU.
Tell you, business is picking up here. Both teams getting up and down the court. Those points starting to rack up on the scoreboard.
32-25 lead for the Thoroughbreds. McClure inside the paint, good head fake by him. He'll get the basket, and he drew a foul.
Had the patience. He knew that defender was going to get up in the air, had to time it just right, drew the contact, got the bucket, chance for 3.
That will come with a timeout on the floor. 5:37 remaining in the first half. 32-27. And we'll stay here for this break. Golden Rams. On Thursday here at the Bill Harris Arena at the SIAC Basketball Tournament.
So Kentucky State up 32-27. We have ourselves a pretty good ball game here. And hopefully you're having a pretty good listening and watching experience wherever you are. The SIAC would love to share some of your social media. So whatever you're doing around the tournament this week, whether you're in Birmingham or outside of Birmingham, use the hashtag SIAC18, and don't forget to follow the SIAC on Twitter and Instagram. And we already know you're following HBCU Game Day because you're listening to what I'm saying right now. So
have to be.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
McClure trying to convert on the three-point play with the free throw. He does so.
Yes.
So McClure now on 9 points in this first half of play for the Golden Rams.
Oh, did that ball officially get inbound?
No, yeah, you're right. They didn't get it in. They were in and out. So the basketball now over to the Golden Rams with 5:36 remaining in the first half. They'll have it. Half-court set. Hughes to inbound it.
Hey, protect yourself at all times, right?
That's what they say.
Oh,
nice touch pass there.
What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you about Green? He jumped up in the air, caught the ball, got his shot off in perfect form, nearly had a three-point play.
Indeed, all in one motion. Timing pass from Hughes to him, and he'll be at the line shooting. Green, 3 points in the ball game, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and he missed on the first of 2 this trip.
Kentucky State cheerleader says, Albany State's playing too good. We got to start making some noise out here.
Green had that one sit on the cylinder, shaking his head just a bit, but it fell good for the junior from Albany. 32-29 after the free throw by Green. Thoroughbreds still lead the basketball game. That's Dorian Jordan, the senior, with it out front for KSU. Out front now, Felix Wilson. They try to bounce it inside. They got it in the interior. Stevenson fights it up toward the cylinder, missed on the shot. Harris clears for Albany State. Left side, they push it. Green surveys. Back up top, Harris. Right side, this is Walker with the basketball, just back out on the floor.
And if you're at home watching, you see a trio of three-point lines out there. The white one is the one that counts. We have Neapolitan ice cream flavors out there. They have it all the way back to the NBA. So don't be surprised if your favorite player pulls up from anywhere behind a line out there.
That time Hughes had to pull up from behind the NBA line because the clock shot was expiring for the Golden Rams. They got the shot airborne, but they missed. Thoroughbreds back the other way now.
Nice behind the back pass
to Jelks there. Nicely done by Dorian Jordan. So Jelks is fouled, and he will go to the line. Can't do it much better than the way Dorian Jordan did it on that play.
Yeah, a lot of times coaches don't like it when you put that much mustard on a pass, but really that was the best possible pass. We're going to see it on instant replay here. He puts on a little move behind the back, drops it off the dish, off the glass.
On the lay-in and from the free throw line. Toby Durham right on top of things with that replay. 4:24 left in this first half of play. 35-29, Thoroughbreds lead. Albany in a half-court set now. Hughes slides down right side, left side, trying to get an entry pass. Instead, he goes out front. That's Walker with the three-pointer. Shots off the mark. Thoroughbreds go back the other way now. Albany State from the floor, 12 of 36. Kentucky State, 13 of 20. Rebound comes to McClure now. Albany State wants to run. Quick step right side Hughes. Right corner. This time again, Walker finds the range and knocks down the triple in the right corner. 35-32 after the three-point shot by Walker. Walker with 5 in the first 20 minutes.
I think for the first time this tournament, someone just slapped the floor on defense.
Jordan inside, and he's tied up. Go to the arrow. The arrow will keep it. It'll stay with the Thoroughbreds. 3:33 remains, first half of play, 35-32. Thoroughbreds lead it. We'll step out for a break here and back with more from the Bill Harris Arena. This is HBCU Game Day live coverage of the SIAC basketball tournament. Remains in the first half of play here at Bill Harris Arena. Opening round action of the SIAC tournament. Second day of coverage of the tournament.
It feels like the second round, third round.
Yeah.
It's like we're in the middle of a heavyweight fight here.
Fifth ball game in one day here from the Crossplex.
That might be a world record for me. I don't know if I've ever had 5 in a day.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
I know it is for me.
We're still standing.
Toby Durham saying, hey.
Definitely for him, huh?
What day is it? What time zone am I in?
Green across the timeline now. Golden Rams trailing at 35-32. Winner gets the pleasure of playing quarterfinal basketball against the number 2 team in the East, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Hughes, penetration. Kroon going to be guilty of the hole there as Hughes took toward the basket.
Yep, and the loser has a long ride home, no matter which direction you're going.
Yeah.
I think Albany State might be a wee bit shorter.
Yeah, I think so, than Frankfurt.
But no one wants to go home early. Everyone wants to be here on Saturday night in contention for the 2018 SIAC Championship.
McClure with the left hand, nicely done by him at the block.
Great footwork on the up and under, shades of Kevin McHale when basketball used to be played below the rim.
Yeah, days ago. McClure, the sophomore from Paulding, Georgia, with that basket. He's got 11. Back the other way, Kroon. Shot rejected inside the paint, but a foul called. Foul's going to be called against Jason Snarl. So Snarl with his 3rd personal. And that'll send Kroon to the line for the Thoroughbreds. Kroon with 13 points in this first half, leading all scorers. He's 4 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 2 from behind the arc. And now 3 of 6 from the free throw line as he missed the first one there.
Man, Coach Moore might get a paper cut if he touches the crease in those pants over there, man.
Yeah.
That is sharp.
Snarl for the second of, Kroon that is, for the second of 2 now. Rattled and missed that one.
I think Rasheed Wallace is in the stands. I hear ball don't lie. I know Rasheed has helped out with Clark Atlanta this year, so he's no stranger to the SIAC. Let me see if I see Sheed back there somewhere.
Left block, McClure leans back with the jumper. This one's partially deflected, but more so than the block. Got some contact there, and McClure will go to the line. Yep. Stevenson commits that foul.
Yep, brush that forearm there, and that's Going to send him to the charity stripe.
2:12 remains in this first half of play. McClure now up to 11 points. 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Now that one's hard, so he missed on the first of 2. Also with 4 rebounds for him in his first half of play. Chance to tie this ball game up with the free throw here. Left that one short as Kroon clears for Kentucky State.
Yep. 1 long, 1 short.
Kroon out front now. Works it left side in the paint, whistles, and they are going to call an offensive foul there.
Yep.
Kroon, but aggressive on the inside, so he will pick up that foul. That's going to be his 3rd. And Coach Jamal Jackson going to have to get him out of this basketball game if he wants to have him around in the second half.
Yeah, I think these fouls we're seeing in the first half will come into play in the second half strategy-wise. But good job by the defender. He was outside of the circle, had his feet planted. That's going to be a charge.
So the Golden Rams now with 1:52 left in this first half, chance to claim a lead here with the basket. They can do so without Kroon on the floor, who provided most of the offensive punch for the Thoroughbreds, as Hughes throws it away on the inside. And McClure commits the foul in the backcourt. So 2 things going wrong there for the Golden Rams on that play.
And we talked about that. It's just part of the psychology of a basketball player. A bad offensive play often quickly leads to a bad defensive play because you're trying to make up for that mistake.
1:40 remains first half. Thoroughbreds with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Jelks out front, and McClure with the steal. Showtime here at Bill Harris with the flush.
Yeah, cock it behind the head. I think he feels a little better about that previous possession now.
Sure. He gives the Golden Rams a lead at 36-35 with 1:17 left first half. McClure now up to 13 points. Jordan out front for the Thoroughbreds. Pushes across the floor battle. Slides behind the arc, entry pass to Jelk, and he was there. Harris went for the steal, didn't get it. Jelk was open for the lay-in.
You reach, I teach.
37-36. Thoroughbreds reclaim the lead, under a minute remains. Out front, that's Hughes. Working off of a screen by Harris. He'll work it left side. Lost the dribble, back out front. Jumper by Green, front of the cylinder.
Got his own rebound.
Rebound, though. Second shot is off the mark as well. It'll stay with the Golden Rams. 2 Thoroughbreds down at the base with the basketball, but I believe one of them was standing out of bounds.
This guy does not stand still for long.
They dump it inside to McClure. Hard move by him, left side, spins, leans back with the jumper. Oh, yeah.
5 quick points for McClure.
Give him 15 now and a timeout on the floor. 24 seconds left in this first half. Coach Michael Moore's got to be happy with what he's seen here last couple of trips down the floor as we take a look at the replay. Won't be any question about this one from McClure.
Oh, yeah, they're loving that down in Albany State.
That'll spark a watch party.
It will. That and some of that Maryland's chicken you were talking about.
I never even heard of this place that Eric's talking about.
Well, Eric is a connoisseur of Southern cuisine.
And you know, one of the things I found out about him is that he is a real connoisseur of popcorn.
Really?
Yeah. Guy spends outrageous type money coming to Atlanta to buy popcorn.
Really? I get the bin that has the caramel, the cheese, and the butter. You know, that lasts from one Christmas to the next.
Sure. Yeah, he told me about some place here in Atlanta. I was only halfway listening because I was totally uninterested in it.
Because it was Eric. You know, there was more conversation to come.
The man can talk as well. Thoroughbreds get a basket on the inside. 8 now. McClure with the basketball. They'll push it back out front with 4 now. They got to hurry. Left side all the way through. Green with the lay-in before the buzzer.
Oh, wow.
What a job there by Green, taking advantage of the time on the clock. We'll take a look at this one as we go into the halftime. Great way to finish it for him.
Yeah, high off the glass. Right as it goes through, the buzzer sounds. You get the red light.
We're at the break. Rams leading it at the break, 40-39 over the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. 20 minutes ahead of us. To conclude our coverage today, we'll step out for a break. And coming up at halftime, it'll be Tolly Carr talking to the athletics director at Albany State, Cherie Gordon. We'll have that just ahead, all of HBCU Game Day.
All right, welcome back. We're here at halftime. Our very special guest, she's the Director of Athletics at Albany State University, and we go back a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We have some roots in the CIAA, which is also going on right now. But hey, all the fun is at the SIAC. I'm just going to eat your name there. All on my mouth there. Cherie Gordon. Your team looking pretty good here. Let's talk about the game at first. Back and forth, and then right at halftime, Green gets the shot to go, and you guys have a 1-point lead. Are you enjoying the game so far?
I am. I'm glad they brought it back within these last few minutes here. The guys have been playing well the last part of the season. We've won, I think, 6 out of our last 8 games, so I expected them to come out and play well tonight and be competitive.
Tell me about your time at Albany State. You were in the CIAA office, and you and I knew each other there for a while, and then both of us made our way south.
Yeah.
I was following you just by a bit. How's your tenure been so far at Albany State?
It's been good. It's been about 15 months now. Got a lot of work done. We've made a lot of transition. We've stabilized and have a great administrative staff and strong coaching staff as well. We started off this year with a cross-country championship, and since I've been there, we've had 4. And so turning the corner here, starting some fundraising for the department, our own fundraising arm called the RAM Fund, and just working to make things forward and make sure we have resources for our staff and our student athletes to be successful.
You guys had a lot of excitement during National Signing Day.
You
guys had the whole draft process going on. Every 5 minutes I'd see somebody coming up to the podium. And next we have signed this player and that player. Had some good players there too as well. I think I saw an offensive lineman that had some stars by his name on that rating. So you got a new coach there in the football program, and people are just as excited as ever about the Golden Rams.
Yeah, I think last year I thought it was an opportunity for us to win a championship, even with him coming in, new staff, really only 6 weeks to prepare for camp. So we're excited about going into spring ball. I think this was a good recruiting class. He feels pretty good, filled some positions he needed to support his offense, and we have some depth. So excited to look forward to the fall. We only have 3 home games, but I think it'll be 3 great fan experiences. And obviously, we look forward to competing in those classics. That's been historic for our fans.
Look, Albany State fans love to get on the road.
Oh yeah, they do. They stay in my rear about this schedule, and I tell you, that's the truth. I love you guys, but we're excited. We have those 2 great classics: the Fountain City Classic and the Whitewater Classic, and three great home games this year, I think. And we'll be competitive.
Look, I've covered for the last 2 years plenty of Albany State football.
Yeah.
And I have yet to go to the Albany State campus because you always are on the road. I just go to where you are.
Well, look, if you're free and you're not traveling, we'll welcome you to come. And I say let's come homecoming. Come homecoming October 21st, and we'll make sure it's a first-class experience for you.
All right, tell me about how exciting those games are. As you get used to new rivalries, how special is the Albany State-Fort Valley State rivalry compared to other rivalries you've seen and been a part of traditionally?
It's nothing like it, I tell you. Being a part of that classic is incredible. The pride that both alumni show for their institutions and all the events around it. It's really like the CIAA in the form of a football classic. In Columbus. Calvin Smyer and his staff does an incredible job. Both coaches and student athletes look forward to it. And I tell you, it's a true rivalry. I remember my first game, we were up and we ended up losing and not scoring in the second half. So it was important for us to win and win big last year.
All right, so that's kind of the athletic director answer there.
Yeah.
Speak from a fan's perspective.
Okay.
How much do they like to put it on the Wildcats?
Oh, they love it, and they hold on to it. They talk a lot of trash. They have hashtags. They have shirts. I think they try to win at tailgating as well. I would say we win at tailgating as well.
When I go to the Fountain City Classic, it's like the state fair.
Oh, it is. It is. They're everywhere. The tailgating, the merchandising, the people in the stands. The rivalry between the bands is intense as well, even the cheerleaders. So it's nothing like it, I tell you. It's exciting. And I'll tell you, I think as we continue to play Tuskegee, that's becoming almost like a rival game between fans because those games have been so competitive. Beating them this year was huge. Not just from a fan experience in that classic, but I think for our program, just to show that we're serious and taking things to a new level.
Hey, Big Brother is going to come back and move back home pretty soon. Savannah State, before you know it, they'll be back. That's going to be a whole new level of excitement. Some old rivalries get to be renewed.
Absolutely. I tell you, I look forward to it. I think it'll be great to get another school in the state, especially with football and also for other sport programs such as basketball. Our fans travel, especially for football, so looking forward to it. We have some work to do around football composite in the conference to lay out where they'll fall in the few years when they come on board. But we're looking forward to it. I know our fans are excited and waiting for it. They're going to come in competitive. If you're coming from Division I to Division II, you're going to be competitive. So as ADs and coaches, we have to get ready for that. Yeah. So although it's excitement from a fan's standpoint, for coaches and administrators, we have to step our game up because they're going to come in with some resources from Division I.
Yeah, we saw that in the CIAA when Winston-Salem State tried the MEAC. Things, changed. They come back and they were world beaters for like 3 years in a row.
Well, when you go from 65 scholarships and you only need 36 from Division II in football, that makes a difference. And I would think they would come in with 36 full scholarships. I would hope so if I were Sterling Stewart. But we'll be ready. We'll be ready. I think on football, we're excited about the future of our program under Coach G.
You're like me. You just call him Coach G.
Oh,
because if you don't get it right, Gardenia?
Gardenia. I can pronounce it. It's just everyone calls him Coach G. So.
I say it because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up, and I've asked him directly. And then after he told me, I said, thanks, Coach G.
Don't worry about it. Everybody calls him Coach G.
How big would it be? Look, we talked a lot about football. Down here in Georgia and Alabama, they're crazy about football.
Yeah.
A big run in the basketball tournament, how big would it be for you guys?
It'd be huge. I'd be huge. I think it'd be huge for our men's basketball program. And I'll tell you, for our women, they're coming in confident. I know Clark Atlanta has played very well, and Benedict has been strong, but those are teams we've beaten in the regular season. I think if they come in and do what they need to do and stay focused, we should be in a championship game. And hopefully Coach Skinner will hold up another championship trophy. I think it speaks to his leadership here at this institution and doing a lot with limited resources and no assistant coach. I mean, you got to give him credit with what he's done, with what he has on the floor. So looking forward to it.
Hey, but Coach Skinner, not his first rodeo. He's been around for a while. He knows how to work the system, right?
He does. I tell you, I have a great deal of appreciation for his hard work. He's gone from 3 sports to now 2 sports, and hopefully we can get him to 1 in the future, just so he can focus on 1 sport at this level. So but he's done a great job. He's done a great job.
Well, you've done a great job as well.
Thank
I'm
you.
always happy for you. Toby likes to put your name all over. I guess Toby is saying no one wants to see all of this.
It's okay. It's
Toby,
okay.
would you just like me to get out of the screen?
Yeah.
Miss Gordon can have her name right there. I will just get out of the way. There you go. Now you're going to make her eat her own words.
Oh, that's okay.
We have a great time. I'm so happy for you. And
appreciate
I always wish you. And you got April down there working hard. You have Eric. Okay, I guess we'll live with Eric.
Yeah, I tell you, let me give a shout out to Eric because we have a watch party going on right now on campus. I just want to give a shout out to Eric, our students, and our staff for putting this together. They're in Hyper Gymnasium watching us right now, and all of this is because of Eric. He's volunteered his time and his resources, and they're watching a quality production back in Hyper Gymnasium as if they were here. So, and he's done that for us with football. It's been great, and we're truly appreciative. Yeah. We have a very strong and hard-working staff and committed. We have a lot of work to do. When you're consolidating two different institutions from a university standpoint and athletics, it's not easy work. It's a 24/7, 365 grind. So I'm just thankful for our staff and our hard work and trying to get. We talk about getting better before we get bigger. So we're working on getting better, and we're going to get bigger.
Yeah, Eric's one of my favorite people. I just love to give him a hard time.
Yeah, give him a hard time.
It's so much fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Ms. Cherie. Gordon's been hanging out with us. She's the director of athletics at Albany State University. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with second half action, and I know who you'll be cheering for.
Absolutely. Go Rams.
Half.
Go Rams.
All right, you guys are watching exclusive coverage of the 2018 SIAC Tournament here on HBCU Game Day. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena at the Crossplex in Birmingham, Alabama. Opening round finale. Golden Rams of Albany State leading the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State 40-39 as we get set to start the final 20 minutes of this ball game. At the break, Golden Rams 17 of 40 from the floor, 42.5% shooting. Thoroughbreds 15 of 25, 60% from the floor. Golden Rams will have the basketball on the offensive set first to start the second half. Glad you could join us for our coverage. Charles Ward, Tolly Carr, and Toby Durham. He's from Raleigh, handling the production. Inside the paint, the floater by McClure. He's picking up right where he left off in the first half. With the basket inside. Give him 17 in the ball game.
Well, so far I told you I'm going to save the best for last 2 nights in a row, and living up to the bill so far.
Indeed, you're right. With that quality interview at halftime with Cherie Gordon from Albany State included in that.
Yeah, I told you we were going to talk about how much they like to beat Fort Valley. We were going to get to that. We're going to peel that onion a bit.
Stevenson to the rack, missed on his shot, but there's Kroon right side. Got his shot to the rack, but he was fouled. It did not fall for him, but he'll be shooting.
I've seen Mr. Pope floating around here the other day, taking pictures. If see him resurface, we'll get his side of the story as well.
Yeah, he'll be here coming. Yeah, we'll make sure we get him to counter that.
How much do you like beating Albany?
Kroon finished with 13 points in that first half of play. 3 of 7 from the free throw line, but he missed the first one here. Rattled and missed the second as well. Golden Rams come away with the basketball. Golden Rams led in scoring by McClure with 15. Hughes has 7. Left side, this is Walker with the basketball. He had a big three-pointer in that first half as well. Down at the block, they're trying to get it to McClure. Led him too far. Hughes did on the entry pass.
Yeah, when you got somebody posted up like that, it's kind of hard to shift that weight and your weight and their weight.
4th turnover of the basketball game for the Golden Rams. Out front, Thoroughbreds with battle handling the basketball. Battle all the way through right side, missed on the underneath lay-in. Rebound comes to the Golden Rams. Snarl will get credit for that. Hughes pushes up the floor to Green. Green with that big basket to end that first half of play. Hughes on the attack left side. Head fake by him, pushes back out. Right side, that's Walker. Missed on the shot though. Thoroughbreds back the other way. From out front, that shot is short. Albany State coming on their end of the floor. Walker pushes all the way through the floater. Nicely done by Walker.
Nice finger roll there.
So Walker with his first 2 in the second half. Takes the Golden Ram lead up to 44-39. Kroon, top of the key, dumped it down low at the block. The floater there by Battle is off the mark. Rebound cleared again by Snarl. Snarl with 5 rebounds. Back the other way. There's the basket by Hughes.
I think if Albany State scores one more time, I think Kentucky State might call for a timeout before we get to that 16 media timeout.
I think you are right. Albany State now on a 6-0 run. Starting the second half of play. Kroon out front. He'll raise with the jumper. That one's going to be partially deflected, but Green's going to be guilty of a foul.
Yep, he didn't have many options right there. I think once he realized he pulled up, he wasn't going to go, so he just hung there in the air for a second and drew the contact.
That's a good call on that, Tolly, because that's exactly what he did. That's all I got left. So Kroon shooting here. Spinner falls good for him. He's got 14 in the ball game. His first basket or point by the Thoroughbreds in the second half of play. Kroon missed the second of 3.
Guess who's
reports back in.
Having the same conversation that we just had, and that's Green right there working the ref. He had no choice, ref. He baited me and you.
You're just as guilty. You're going to call a foul on yourself? 17:07 left in the ball game. The winner pushes on to the quarterfinal ball game on Thursday. McClure to the rack. Nicely done again with a spinner.
Yeah, another finger roll special there they dialed up.
McClure having an outstanding game for the Golden Rams. Kroon right side to the rack. Left it short. Jelks there with a rebound. His shot rejected, but he fought back for the second attempt, and he missed there. Golden Rams with a 2-on-1 now.
Oh, wow.
Hughes falls down, and his shot's rejected left side. It was
He had a little help. He got tripped.
It was Walker that fell that broke up the 2-on-1. Now Walker for three, left corner, rattled and missed. Thoroughbreds back the other way. 3-on-3. They'll push it inside. Now back out front. Jordan for three. He can't find the range. Green, hard dribble right side to the rack, and we'll have a foul down low.
Yeah, he's
Kroon
okay.
Picks up his fourth.
Yeah, we talked about that. Some of those guys with 3 fouls in the first half would probably impact the strategy in the second half, and picking up 4 right before that 16-minute dead ball timeout. He's going to have to sit for a little while.
Kroon will depart. 5 Golden Rams set to check in next dead ball. Coach Michael Moore there substituting at 16:08 left in the ball game. Harrington on the floor, Harris on the floor, Washington on the floor, and so is Gresham.
Yeah, this is a chance to give his guys a little extended break because we're going to have a dead ball timeout here, and the next dead ball happens after 8 seconds.
Green rattled and missed the second of the two. 49-41, Albany State with the lead.
And I think our next story is going to be an HBCU game day expose into the closet of Michael Moore. I want to see what's in there.
Well, that's going to be at least a couple of stories there. Battle in the corner. He knocked down a 3 there for the Thoroughbreds.
Demonstrative as well. Sideline demeanor.
Sure. Foul line extended there by Washington. He left it short. Tapped out of bounds. And it'll go over to the Thoroughbreds. Michael Moore, one of the more successful coaches in the SIAC. Winning championship at Fort Valley. And a timeout coming here. 15:35 remains in the basketball game. Golden Rams with a 49-44 lead. We're out for a break and back with more from the Bill Harris Arena. We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena. Final ball game of the opening round, day 2 of opening round play in the SIAC tournament. Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State and the Golden Rams vying for a spot in quarterfinal play. 15:24 remains, battle inside. Just shot it airborne, and the basketball is loose on the floor now, headed out of bounds. And it will go back to the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. Antoine Gresham hustling after that basketball for the Golden Rams, not able to run it down.
It'll be interesting to see how the outcome of this tournament will affect the regional rankings in the NCAA, which determines who goes to the tournament once this tournament is over. I'll give you an update on that in a second.
Underneath, Jelks with a lay-in. So Jelks now with 13 in the ball game. He's in double figures. Out front now, that's Washington with the basketball. On the weave, Gresham tried to give it back to Washington, but it comes clear to Harris. Harris had it partially deflected on the inside. And we go back the other way with the Thoroughbreds handling the basketball.
Yeah, those regional rankings will be updated tomorrow. Morehouse is currently the #1 team in the South region. Clark Atlanta in that same region, #4. Claflin, #7. Top 8 make it in, and of course, tournament winners in certain conferences get automatic berths. The SIAC is one of those tournaments.
Indeed. Golden Rams back the other way now. That's high right side, all the way through the paint. Gresham behind the arc for 3. Count that one. No, it hit the rack and came out of there. Gresham right on top of it.
Don't cash the check before it clears. Or don't spend it before it clears.
And back the other way, Battle can't connect. Up the floor now, Harrington got the lay-in left side, and he is fouled. Harrington to the line for the Golden Rams.
He had a singular focus. As you see the replay here, he was going to the bucket, going strong, and finishes with the left hand there, takes the contact, chance to complete a 3-point play.
Harrington first trip to the free throw line for the Golden Rams. Rattled, and it pops out. Golden Rams just 4 of 11 from the charity stripe in this basketball game. Hard push Jordan underneath, missed on the shot. Rebound to Gresham, pushes out the floor now with the pass to High. He'll slide the paint right side, partially deflected inside. Good defensive work there for the Thoroughbreds. Battle back the other way to the cylinder. His shot's off the mark, but a whistle, and he will go to the line.
Albany State foul, number 34.
And a different platoon of troops ready to check back in for the Golden Rams.
And Coach Moore coaching that to perfection based upon what you said. Got a chance to, his primary troops, a chance to take a break with the added timeout. They stayed out there a couple more minutes afterwards, and now he can bring those guys back out there fresh with about 3 minutes of rest time under.
Yep, and they didn't really give up anything on the scoreboard.
So not only does he dress well, he coaches well.
Kind of knows what he's doing, huh?
Battle at the line shooting. Free throws good by him.
Hey, this is a long week. You got to keep your legs fresh, and we talked about it ourselves. We got to last throughout the week.
Sure. Walker inside the paint. Lead behind, and they'll have to push through. Left side with the jumper Snarl, that's off the mark. Walker might have been better advised to shoot that basketball.
He thought about shooting back there from the SIAC logo.
Battle stuck it in between the backboard and the cylinder.
So that's
when that happens.
Yeah, more than one occasion in my life, I've had a jump shot end up right there.
And you'd have to call for help to get it out of there, right?
Like, okay,
Spring's not what they used to be.
Go home now.
I know. I'll wait till the rain knocks it out of there, or it deflates so the air comes out.
Give me another basketball to throw up there and knock it out.
Out front with the jumper there is Wilson. That shot's off the mark. Basketball as Green was hit, he lost it. Battle left side with the jumper, missed it that side as well. Rebound finally cleared out of there by Snarl. Back up the floor now, Walker can't run it down. Thoroughbreds back the other way. Turnover number 7 for the Golden Rams. Jelk, body control, but he missed a shot. It's loose on the floor now, and the Thoroughbreds save it in a half-court set. Shot clock doesn't reset, but that doesn't matter. Jelk got the flush right side.
Yeah, that was a dunk by technical standards.
Walker for 3, can't find the range from outside. Walker just 1 of 6 from behind the arc, 3 of 9 overall. Jelk spins inside to the rack, left that one short. Hughes clears for the Golden Rams. We go to 12:09 left, 1-point lead for Albany State.
You know what we have out there? Some gas players, because they've been running gassers up and down the court.
That's right. That's why you see things falling a little bit short on the jump shots. Hughes across the floor now. Snarl pops a three-pointer and finds the range.
Yep, had the mismatch out there. The big man didn't want to close out for fear of getting blown by and left that space. And he converts on the three.
Snarl knocks that down. Give him 6 points in the ball game. Golden Ram lead back up to 4. Jordan, the lay-in right side, he missed. Jelks follows, and he got the putback.
Soft hands on that big man there.
So Jelks going to work on the inside now. He's got 17 points in the ball game and a timeout on the floor with 11:24 left in the basketball game, and the lead by the Golden Rams is down to 2. We'll step out for a break. More here from the Bill Harris Arena on HBCU Game Day and our continuing coverage of the SIAC Basketball Tournament.
On the field, behind the basket, in the press box, bringing you HBCU sports like you've never seen it before. Anyone who has ever been to a sporting event at an HBCU knows that it is just that, an event. The band, the cheerleaders, it's a complete show. The game day experience at HBCUs is truly unique. No media outlet does a better job at capturing that experience than HBCU Game Day.
From there, it was just an instant classic. It was a great basketball game.
Follow us online at hbcugameday.com, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also find us on Fire TV, Roku, and YouTube. Just do a keyword search, HBCU Game Day. We are leading the conversation on sports culture at HBCUs. We are HBCU Game Day.
.24 remains in this opening round contest between the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State and the Golden Rams of Albany State. 2 points separating these teams. Golden Rams with the lead. Winner pushes to the quarterfinals on Thursday against the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
If you missed any of the action today, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram story has the dancing panther from Claflin who put in
The work.
the work today.
No doubt.
I've already forgotten what that dance was called that the Tuskegee quarterback told me, the shoot dance.
You sang it. How can you forget it? You sang this song.
Look, I know more about Whitney Houston shoot than I do this shoot, but and if I get out there to do the shoot, you'd be waiting to exhale as well.
Turnover now. Golden Rams back the other way. Snarl to the rack. He will miss on the lay-in, but a block down at the bottom by Battle.
Oh, that hurt me watching them collide in the air and then land on each other.
Both players still down on the surface. Harrington gets up first. A little bit more difficult for Felix Wilson to make it up.
Yeah, I think he just needs to get that feeling back for a second. Yeah, that wood's hard, man.
Trying to walk it off. Give him credit for that. He'll take the assistance from his teammates as he makes it toward the sideline.
Yeah, and two guys.
That's a stinger there.
Yeah, high flyers, moving fast, and then they collide. Something's got to give, and you throw the floor in there as well. That's it's not going to feel too good.
10:44 left in this basketball game. Good contest, 54-52. Golden Rams with the lead.
After 5 games today, Charles Ward, you might feel like you hit the floor when you wake up tomorrow.
Sure.
I tell you what, speaking of waking up, I woke up to a text this morning from Gregory Moore, the SIAC commissioner, and it was an email from Mr. Owen Lawson IV that he forwarded to me, and didn't print the whole thing here and have on screen for you, but just some excerpts of people really enjoying the coverage. Says, thank you and your staff for the decision to air this year's SIAC basketball tournament on HBCU Game Day. Too many times opportunities to recognize risk takers who succeed with risky decisions fly right by and receive little fanfare for the leaders who believed in taking chances. In one decision, you are empowering student athletes, entrepreneurs, and potential recruits to see how brilliant today is and tomorrow can be. And Mr. Lawson was directing that towards Commissioner Moore for his decision to partner with HBCU Game Day, and we take that compliment as well, and excited that we can provide this coverage along with HBCU Live, who is powering the production here, and Charles Ward joining the team, and just really been a great week so far, and still much more in front of us than we have behind us here at this point.
Indeed, you're right. Reminds me of a quote from one of my favorite singers, Ricky Lake. And she says, "You never know when you're making a memory."
That's a good one there. You never know.
Good work by all the parties involved.
I tell you, my children tell me all the time, "Dad, remember when?" No, but you did, so I'm glad it was special.
That's right.
And I do the same thing to my mother. "Hey, you remember when?" No.
I know things that I do with my dad I cherish, and I'll tell him, I say, "Well, you know, I don't remember that." Thoroughbreds down low. They work it at the block. They got it at the cylinder. Shot fell off the mark, but they'll get the rebound and another look. Wilson backpedals with the basketball. Work it left side battle to the rack. Left hand lay in by him. That one's off the mark, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
And you said your favorite singer, Ricky Lake.
Yeah, she's old school.
That's not Ricky Lake that was from the Ricky Lake show.
No.
That's the only Ricky Lake I know.
No, not her. This was a songwriter and singer.
Every once in a while, Charles will get me. We'll connect sometimes on the spinners and the floaters, and then you go Ricky Lake and I go Shoop, and we disconnect.
Just kind of, worlds apart again, right? From the line, Thoroughbreds tie this basketball game up to 54 each. Green across the timeline now. Alley-oop pass at the block. Hughes too deep, but he's able to save it. Got it to the rack, but he missed on the shot. Thoroughbreds back the other way now. They push it and leave it behind for Jelk. Floater by him. It's off the mark, but he fights for its rebound, and he got a second shot opportunity with the lay-in. So the Thoroughbreds reclaim the lead at 56-54.
Jelk's not a big leaper, but he's a big body.
Snarrow misses on the three-point shot. The rebound at the block, though, by McClure. And McClure going to be going to the line. Nice fighting effort here by McClure backside to get that rebound.
This is a tough one. Albany State now finding themselves down 2. They took the lead right before halftime. Have led most of this second half, but now on the opposite end of a 2-point game.
9:41 remains in a tight contest.
Charles, you do know we have not had we haven't had an overtime game this week. Putting that out in the universe there.
By you saying it, I hope it doesn't come.
You know, the 5th game, long day, in with an overtime.
Boy, would this be the inopportune day for that? McClure is good at both from the line there for the Golden Rams. Yeah, so they pull it even at 56 now.
Let's save our overtimes for Saturday night.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Jordan handles out front for KSU.
And you have probably seen more overtimes this year than anybody.
Yeah, a couple over there at the house. Green out front now. He'll push over to Hughes. Thoroughbreds by 2, 58-56. Half-court set there for the Golden Rams. Tough on the floor, left corner. That's Green for 3. Good look. Back of the iron, though. Whistles down low. Tie up there between Felix Wilson and Radim Hughes, and they're going to get Wilson for the hold.
I don't care what you say. That line affects those players. Did you see Green look down to see if he was behind the NBA line when he shot it? It had no effect on how many points he was going to get if he made it.
Well, just think about it. You know, when you're going full speed there and you think
it's intuitive.
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
It's intuitive.
Yeah, no question.
I'm not saying it's their fault, but it's having an effect on them to a small degree at least.
Sometimes you can only spot one line when you're looking down so quickly.
Yeah.
Shot inside by Harrington's off the mark, but he fights up and gets the tap right side. Like, oh, there's the line. I don't care which one it is. I'm behind it.
Yeah.
Tied at 58 now. Challenging battle on the inside. Good defensive work there by McClure on the inside. Battles down looking for a foul. Harrington right side to the rack, and he got the floater. Left side, good job by Harrington to protect that basketball.
Yeah, whenever you find yourself knocked down and You don't get a foul, it can be a little discouraging, I would imagine.
Harrington with 8 in the ball game. Golden Rams take a 60-58 lead. Thoroughbreds on their half-court set with 9 to shoot. On the push, that's Wilson. Raisins with the jumper, Stevenson. Stevenson can't convert. Golden Rams back the other way, 3-on-3. Hughes inside the paint, underneath to the rack. Had a good look, would not fall for him. Jordan out front. We're down to 7:40 left. Jordan left it behind for Battle. He'll raise, fire the 3, and missed on it. Had a good look, he did, and the rebound comes clear to Tough.
Oh!
The other way, and that's highlight reel there by Mike Green.
Wow.
Absolute tremendous dunk there by Mike Green.
He showed some range. Let's watch that one more time. He took off. Where did he take off from? Michael Green, incredible athlete. Oh, yes, from the lane. From where you line up on the free throws. He took off from the box. Want to see it again? Want to see it again? All right, we might show it to you a little later.
We'll have that re-rack. You can see that one.
Wow.
Thunderous dunk there by Mike Green.
That was awesome.
Though, it'll be Stevenson shooting for the Thoroughbreds after this timeout. 7:04 remains. Golden Rams with a 62-60 lead. Back after the break. Live inside the Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. 7:04 remains in this opening round contest. At the line for the Thoroughbreds, Michael Stevenson to shoot. Stevenson with 8 points in the ball game. First trip to the free throw line for him. Golden Rams with a 62-60 lead over the Thoroughbreds.
Thinking back on that dunk, Michael Green's only 5'11". He took off right outside of the lane on that one.
Stevenson drains the free throw. That brings the Thoroughbreds to within 1.
That was the dunk of the week so far in my book.
I believe you're right. I will agree with you on that one. Green behind the arc now with the basketball. Under 7 minutes remains. They push it inside. Tough with it. Head fake underneath, nicely done. Left it on the cylinder, but gets the rebound and the putback. So Tough, the junior from Tifton, Georgia. So Tough from Tifton, playing tough on the inside.
Tough and Tifton.
6:30 remains now. Thoroughbreds with it on their end of the floor, trailing by 3.
Nope, pay attention.
They weren't looking at the basket there. Stevenson wasn't looking to get a break there. It's just taken back by Wilson at the mid-strike. No look pass, tried to get it to Joke. And the Golden Rams not able to save it. It'll belong to the Thoroughbreds on their end of the floor.
A little game of hot potato has erupted here. I don't want it.
6:16 left. A couple of players sang that last sequence.
Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato.
Wilson, 20 to shoot now for the Thoroughbreds.
Tell you what, after 5 games, if I see a hot potato, I'm making French fries.
Sure, that's exactly what I need. Come to me. Jumpers missed there by the Thoroughbreds. Hughes across the timeline now. We're under 6 minutes remaining in the contest. Golden Rams by 3. $14 to shoot now for Albany State. They'll work it down at the block once again to Tough. Tough wants to challenge Jelk on the inside. 7 to shoot. The spin, and Tough lost the basketball.
Yeah, lost himself in the spin cycle there.
Thoroughbreds back the other way. Battle penetrates, and he draws a foul. He'll be shooting out with 2 shots coming.
I tried to give a high five to Dee Dee as she walked by. And she's a student at Clark, Atlanta, taking photos for the SIAC this week. And Dee Dee has that "I'm tired, boss" look on her face, too. She's been behind the lens all day long.
I think if you went down the scorers table, you'll see everybody with that same look.
Tired, boss. Tired, boss.
Out front, Jordan with the basketball. Leaves it for Kroon with the 4 fouls. He's back on the floor now. Kroon has a shot rejected. Tough got it up the floor to Walker. Ahead of the fray, and he got the lay-in. Good transition there for the Golden Rams with the block inside on Kroon. And they took advantage with the break, and Walker finishes with the lay-in.
Yep, nothing too fancy there. Just easy layup. They all count for 2.
Behind the arc, Stevenson now. He surveys. Under 5 minutes left. Up top to Kroon. Kroon trying to get busy. Inside the paint, left side, slides all the way through for the basket. So Kroon scores another there inside for the Thoroughbreds.
3-point ball game, getting close to the 4-minute mark. Who's going to pull this one out and advance on?
Kroon with 17 in the ball game, but Jelks leads them in scoring with 19. Left side to the rack. Harrington, nicely done by him. He'll get the basket there for the Golden Rams. So Harrington, nice basket there by him. Back the other way. Inside play. Golden Rams come away with it. Up the floor to McClure. Back behind to Walker. Walker underneath. Left hand with the lay-in. Excellent transition there for the Golden Rams, led by McClure. Walker finishes. Timeout on the floor. 4:03 remains. 70-63. Golden Rams extend their lead. We step out for the break. This is HBCU's game day coverage of the SIAC basketball tournament. Remains here in this open round contest. Golden Rams of Albany State and the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State engaged in a good one. Right now the lead is 7 for the Golden Rams. Golden Rams now have 3 players in double figures, led by McClure with 21, Harrington with 10, Colin Walker with 11.
You know, after 5 games here today, I think I've heard every song Future has ever made.
Is that who is
that was Future.
That song?
I do know that. I am not that decrepit. I do know that that was Future, who once dated Sierra, who is now married to Russell Wilson, whose grandfather played at Kentucky State. Look at that connection.
Going all the way back, boy. You just worked that one, didn't you?
I'll take my Emmy now, please.
Connecting the future to the past. I like that. Yeah. Well, that's got to be all on the all names list for a recording artist. Future.
There's 6 degrees of separation. We just put Future inside the SIAC tournament, along with Russell Wilson and Sierra.
As only the mind of Tolly Carr can do.
What little bit of that mind is left.
Green out front.
I need some omega-3s.
Big pillow would be good for me. 14 to shoot for the Golden Rams now. Harrington wants to work it right side. He'll slide all the way through to the rack. Got it airborne, drew a foul. So the Golden Rams got a couple of pieces of the puzzle going to work here at separate times in the ball game. Harrington the last couple of minutes stepping up in the line. He'll shoot 2 here. Golden Rams 6 of 15 from the free throw line. Harrington for the first, and he got that one. Averages you worry about during the course of the ball game, but when you get close to the end of it, you want to make sure that you're connecting on those free throws.
Yeah, and if you look up, Albany State is now flirting with pushing this up to a 10-point lead here.
Green takes a seat. Harrington 2 of 2 from the line. Lead is 9 now with 3:08 remaining. Battle with the basketball for the Thoroughbreds. Gives over to Jordan out front. He's picked up there by Walker. Jelks playing away from the basket. They're likely trying to free this up for Kroon on a one-on-one if they can get it to him. 14 to shoot now. Battle on the far side of the floor. He'll go to the rack underneath. Left it short. Basketball. McClure comes away with it. Pushes right side Hughes. Alley-oop there for Harrington to the rack. And they execute on it.
A little better placement. We might have seen a dunk there, but either way, we got 2 points.
74-63, the lead now for the Golden Rams, up to 11. Harrington gives chase now. Kroon going to run it down in the backcourt. He'll push all the way through, down at the block, and the basket's going to be converted there by Stevenson. And Jamal Jackson, the head coach of the Thoroughbreds, taking a timeout as we take a look at that replay.
Yeah, it was a little low. If he would have thrown it up a little higher, he could have finished it in motion. But, you know, it's not ice skating. You don't get judged on degree of difficulty. Did it go through the hoop? 2 points.
Changed the scoreboard, making it 74-65. Golden Rams with their largest lead of this contest at 9.
Yeah, with 2:21 to go, Coach Jackson is really stressing to his guys right now. We got to have defensive stops. We really can't let them score again if we expect to get back into this ball game and have a shot here, as time isn't on their side.
Okay, so who sang that song?
Time is on my side, baby.
Yes, it is.
Who sang that? I know the song. I can't remember the artist. By the coy look on your face, I feel like you know very well.
I don't.
Oh, okay. I feel better now.
I remember the song, couldn't tell you the artist.
Literally, I'm telling you, there's a different part of your brain that stores stuff like music that holds on a little longer than the part that stores names.
2:21 remains. We'll have the answer shortly here. Mr. Durham from Raleigh is going to tell us.
After 5 straight games, we play Name That Tune, Name That Band.
Hughes going to wisely back this basketball out. Now Harrington underneath. McClure got the reverse lay-in, missed it, but there on the follow is Donald Tuff on the inside. Kroon back the other way to the rack. He missed on the shot, but he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
I know a little watch party right now who is turned up a little bit.
Indeed, 76-65, the largest lead for the Golden Rams in the ball game. Kroon answers with a free throw there. Give him 18 in the ball game. Green set to come in. He'll replace Tuff in the lineup. Good job there by Tuff. Some good minutes for Coach Michael Moore and the Golden Rams of Albany State.
Well, should Albany State hold on to win this one, which all indications look like they're headed in that direction, I want a thorough questioning on the fashion choices of Michael Moore in the postgame.
Entry pass batted away. We will explore that topic.
Toby pulled something up. I think he pulled up the remix of Time Is On Your Side.
Hey, Toby, you're running out of time to get the name of the author here. Walker, left side, try to draw a foul, and he'll get it. A late whistle, a hard fall there by Walker. And he is down underneath the basket.
We'll take a look at it here. As he's still attended to, and you see he not able to break that fall and gets the bucket, but comes down hard.
Not sure if he's holding his left arm, or it looks like it might be his right elbow that turned to stretch clear there.
Yeah, it looks like when he fell, his left arm.
Well, he's a left-handed shooter, and I think he shot at left side of the cylinder there. And I don't know if we have the replay on that, but we might be able to see where he fell on the surface. I think he's favoring that right arm down there, Tolly. And he is grimacing under that basket. 1:58 remains. Take a look at it on the replay there. Walker left side. Boy, kind of came down kind of flat there, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, you see as
right,
he rolls over.
More on the left-hand side. You're right on that.
Yeah.
But good news is he is up and headed toward the Golden Ram bench. Now, Coach Moore, with this injury, will have a chance to insert somebody to shoot this free throw for Walker after he was fouled on the lay-in.
Oh, you're going to be very disappointed when it's actually Time Is On My Side, not Time Is On Your Side. A very iconic band. We might be embarrassed that we didn't instantly recall this.
With all that fanfare, where are we?
Well, Papa was one of these.
The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones.
Wow.
Time Is On My
You are
Side.
absolutely right. I'm embarrassed for you, Tommy.
Mick Jagger is in some country somewhere singing that song right now.
Absolutely.
Time Is On My Side. I've used up all of my time today here in Birmingham.
A full day.
Yeah, I've already borrowed some of tomorrow's time already.
But happy to share it with the HBCU Game Day audience.
Yep, those people who've been good people, been hanging out with us all day long on Twitter, on YouTube at hbcugameday.com, on Fire TV. We appreciate your support. Added Twitter to the mix today with the live stream. We have streamed every single game to Twitter as well. So thank you for every retweet, every like, every share, every comment. Oh, okay.
And Durham being told by Toby Durham that that's his father, and he is actually watching the ball game online as well.
Yeah, checking up on his son.
Sure. Croon. They get a basket there. 79-69. Thoroughbreds trying to step up the pressure. And Alvin Durham, you did a good job. 1:36 remains in the basketball game. 1-1 now for the Golden Rams. Going to be important for them to convert on these free throws down the stretch here.
I would say he's doing a good job. Toby is still a work in progress.
Yeah, he's got a couple of bad habits.
He'll steal your butterscotch when you're not looking.
Yeah, sure. Kind of a klepto at the very core, huh?
Hey, Pops, you did a great job. Your son's a thief.
So, Mr. Durham, remind him to tell you the butterscotch story when you get a chance to talk to him again.
Then he tries to replace it with a peppermint. Like, that's going to make it better.
That's an adequate replacement, right? Butterscotch with peppermint.
What are you, old church lady? You're over here passing out peppermints.
Probably swipe those, too. Thoroughbreds working at the block. Croon at the baseline underneath. Missed on the shot. Rebound to Snarl. He's fouled immediately by Croon. And that's going to be his 5th foul. And Kroon has fouled out of this opening round basketball game.
Yeah, Albany State's got that feeling. They've got that winning feeling here with 1:18 to go. They are up 81-69.
Kroon with 19 points in the ball game. He fouls out, finished with 19 points and 9 rebounds for the Thoroughbreds. Just 78 seconds remaining in this contest. 81-69, Golden Rams, 6th in the East. But when it comes to tournament play and Michael Moore, the guy can really work some things with whatever team he's coaching.
And he usually, part of his sideline demeanor is usually taking the blazer off when he needs to really bring a point home. But he's so clean, he didn't even unbutton it tonight.
Well, believe it or not, he's mellowed.
I've only had the first-hand sideline experience for the last 2 years, so I don't have the depth and range of knowledge that you do on the antics of Michael Moore.
Well, probably 2 people in my course of stay with the SIAC in terms of basketball coaches that have the most marked sideline experience would be Michael Moore and head coach Lonnie Bartley, former head coach of the Lady Wildcats of Fort Valley. These guys were a show within themselves, but always yielding outstanding results. Golden Rams with the basketball now. We're at 63 seconds left.
Boy, they got teammates running into each other, opponents running into one another.
Just a clash here at the SIAC tournament. It'll be Mike Green going to the line for the Golden Rams to shoot. Green on the game, 9 points, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Green, first of 2, remember, is short in the double bonus now. So 2 coming for the Golden Rams from the line. Green for the second. Nets that one for the Golden Rams. 82-69. Thoroughbreds got to hustle here. Wilson across the timeline. He'll raise and fire the jumper from out front and cans it for the Thoroughbreds. 10-point edge now for the Golden Rams. They'll push it up the floor. And behind the fray with the lay-in is Mike Green. So Green gets those 2 right back. Battle pushes back the other way. Behind the arc, he'll hoist. Rattled it and missed it. Hughes clears with 40 seconds left.
And Michael Green came up hobbling a bit. He's able to put weight on it. Maybe looks like in the neighborhood of a muscle pull there.
Trying to stretch it out if you can. Yep.
Yep, that calf will tighten up on you, and that's what he's reaching for. But he's smiling at the same time, so he's played enough basketball to know that that too shall pass.
Maybe, in fact, cramping too, Tolly. He's pulling those calf muscles. Hughes from the line. Big free throw, rattled it good for the Golden Rams. 84-72 now with 40 seconds left. About ready to punch this ticket for the Golden Rams as they get set to push in the quarterfinal play against the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
Indeed, it will be. Golden Rams and the Panthers of CAU met only once this season, or twice on the season, and the Panthers taking them both from Albany State. Difficult to beat a team 3 times in 1 year, as Battle rattles a 3 from out front. We're down to 32 seconds left. Harrington in the backcourt, doubled there, and he's fouled. So Harrington will go to the free throw line. Clark Atlanta with wins of 82-69 and then of 87-60 against the Golden Rams.
It'll be more competitive. I feel it.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna throw that out there as a prediction.
This is tournament time, no question about it. Nobody's going to leave anything on the floor. Harrington shooting here. 14 on the game, now given 15. Golden Rams down the stretch have done very well from the free throw line.
Tyler Williams and Leighton Batiste from the SIAC office. They put in a longer day than us because they were both here when I got here.
Yeah, said they got here at about 9 o'clock. And on yesterday, got here at an ungodly hour of 7:30. Three-point shot there by the Thoroughbreds is off the mark. McClure in the front court. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. McClure with 23 in the ball game. And with those 23, he is the game's leading scorer. Got a huge effort from him.
What was your first HBCU basketball tournament? Do you remember?
Definitely the SIAC, no question about it. Yeah. McClure converts. It's just a question of when.
What decade was that?
Yeah, really.
Let's start at decade. We'll work our way down and get more specific after that.
The shorts were tighter.
And shorter, too.
Shorter, yeah. McClure cans them from the free throw line.
Were they wearing Chuck Taylors?
He's got 25. I think we were just beyond the Taylors. So a game high of 25 for McClure. And the Golden Rams now starting to celebrate with 11.3 remaining.
I remember my first HBCU tournament. The shoes probably weren't too bad. The haircuts were probably a little funky. You might look back on them now and say, wow, I did that?
Sure. Yeah. Why? I remember back as far back as when Alabama A&M was still in the SIAC.
Oh, wow.
Washington will replace Snarl in the lineup with 11.3 seconds left. Great performance here by the Golden Rams in its opening round contest. Excited to talk to head coach Michael Moore after this ball game.
All right, I'm going to jump on my horse and run over there and get him.
92-77, Thoroughbreds gave it a gallant effort. But the Golden Rams just too much here in the opening round. So it'll stay this way. 92-79 is the final. And the Golden Rams from Albany State punched their ticket into the quarterfinal round. They'll meet the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta on Thursday here inside the Bill Harris Arena. That tip-off will be the final semifinal, quarterfinal on that day at 7:45 here from the arena. And congratulations to the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State on a good season, 8-19 overall. They go to 7-13 in conference play, finished 4th in the West of the SIAC. So the Golden Rams of Albany State now, as we take a look at the brackets, on the men's side, everything's complete now. Morehouse will meet Fort Valley on Wednesday afternoon. And then on Thursday, we'll get back to that in a second. We have Coach Moore with us after they win this contest over the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. They win it 92-79. And Coach Michael Moore joins me after the post-game. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about today's ball game, Coach. You came into this ball game seated 6th in the East, opening round of the SIAC playoff. What did you tell you guys as you were prepping for this ball game?
Well, like I tell everybody, a tournament very rarely gives you the best team. It only gives you a champion. And so we only have to be good for 4 days, 4 games. That's all we look at. And it's unfortunate that our sport of basketball is turned into nothing but a tournament. Nobody cares what you did in regular season. You get your reputations in tournaments now.
Coach, in this basketball game, had some difficulty early on adjusting to Kroon into that lineup for them, and inside with Jelks, a bigger player. What did you tell your team in terms of making that adjustment to kind of shut them down?
Well, early on, they were getting fast breaks. We were shooting too fast. We were shooting too many outside shots, and they were getting long rebounds and running out on us. So what I told them, that they're not a good defensive team. They just try to outscore you. So I told them that if we go beyond 3-4 passes, we'll get any shot that we want. So we kind of slowed the game down on the offensive end to keep them from running fast breaks on us.
Talk about some of the personnel that had outstanding play for you tonight, particularly with Randy McClure.
I think Randy McClure was just a beast down low. We went to him early. Because we weren't hitting any shots in the first half, he scored inside for us to kind of stem their tide when they went up about 8 or 10 points on us. He was just a monster, and he scored in bunches too. And that was the key right there, that he scored like 3, 4, 5 shots in a row.
got some good work with Tough coming off the bench, but on the inside, some of your taller players did some good work for you as well.
Well, the whole 11-man squad all contributed tonight. We got good contribution from the bench, and so it was just a team effort, a gutted-out team effort tonight.
You win this ball game in the opening round, that pushes you into the quarterfinals, and you meet a team that you played twice during the regular season, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. What's going to be your approach to play them?
We just got to believe we can beat them. Every time we played Clark, they kind of took the game away from them. In the last 5 minutes, they controlled the game. So hopefully that we can just finish the drill against Clark.
Well, you finished strong tonight against the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. You win it 92-79. Congratulations on the opening round win. And a question from Tolly Carr is, where did you get that suit? We love it.
Well, you know, I got a reputation like I
you
tell
do.
my
We've
players.
talked about it. And you know I know it. So
it's like I tell my players, I want them to play the way I dress, sharp.
And you look good, and they look good tonight. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you back in the quarterfinals.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Michael Moore, after they win it over the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State in the opening round. They will advance to the quarterfinals, and they will meet the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, and we will have that coverage for you live here on HBCU Game Day as we look into the quarterfinals. We may be able to pull those brackets back up now and talk about what we're going to see in the quarterfinals. For the tournament side, it'll be Morehouse on Wednesday meeting the Wildcats of Fort Valley. We're complete with that on the men's side now. It'll be Albany State meeting the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Early on, it'll be Lane College meeting the Claflin Panthers on Thursday afternoon. That's Thursday action. It'll be Central State and Benedict also on Wednesday. So Wednesday it's Fort Valley, Morehouse College, Central State, Benedict College. And on Thursday, it's the Claflin Panthers versus the Dragons, Lane College, and Clark Atlanta against these Golden Rams, who just defeated the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State to claim that final spot in the quarterfinals on the men's side of the bracket. So we have come to the end of 5 long basketball games on day 2 of the 2018 SIAC basketball tournament from Birmingham, Alabama. Hope you have enjoyed our coverage. It's been a long day. We appreciate you staying with us. More action coming your way tomorrow, right back here from the Bill Harris Arena at the Croplex in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll have the coverage from wire to wire on quarterfinal day here starting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll be here with all the live coverage. Hope you can make your plans to join us then. Until then, on behalf of Tolly Carr and producer, director Toby Durham, and everybody involved with the broadcast from the SIAC office right on down to the help here inside the arena. This is Charles Ward saying thanks so much for joining us here tonight, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow on HBCU Game Day's continuing coverage of the 2018 SIAC basketball tournament. Good night, everybody.